What is good, YouTube man? How is everybody doing? It's Monday, and the Raiders have decided to kick off with some news. Great way to start the week, in my opinion. I'm with it. I'm all for it. And guess what? I'm here to talk to you guys about it. Now, really quick, shout out to everybody who's already in the building. We got Robert in the chat. Frank, we got Renato, Papa T, Florida boy in the building. Aaron Diaz says, "What's good? What's up with you, my man?" But look, the Raiders have decided to make a few moves today, and I like them. I like every single one of them. Yes, every single one of them. I like them all. For those of you guys who have not heard already, for those of you guys who do not already know, the Raiders decided to cut ties with Trey Turner. Now, this is a guy that when he was brought in, a lot of people had high expectations for. And honestly, I'm not sure why. I mean, he was an undrafted free agent for a reason. He only had a 27-inch vert, standing at 6'2". Me personally, I liked Justin Hall as a prospect better than Trey Turner. Could just be me, but the Las Vegas Raiders decided to cut all ties with him, and they ended up waiving him, cutting him, releasing him, however you want to say it. The Raiders did that. Now, with that being said, the Las Vegas Raiders also decided to make a few more moves. First move being they signed tight end pretty fast for a tight end, Travis Koontz. Now, this is a man that he was a Raider in college. I believe the Texas. I don't really follow college football, so yeah, whatever the Texas school is that also is called the Raiders, he was there. He played for them, and he did pretty well. He had over 650 yards in his career there, over 40 receptions. His biggest play, I believe, in college was a 75-yard house call that he took on a screen play. It was pretty damn impressive. Now, in that play, he showed off that 4.6 speed that he got. Yes. He is 6'5", 260 pounds, and has 4.6 speed. The man is athletic. I like this pickup. In my opinion, very solid, bringing more competition to the tight end room. In my opinion, I think now you have, obviously, you got Darren Waller, Foster Moreau, McAllister. I think that's what he says. Is it McAllister? Whatever. You got him. You got, obviously, Mr. Travis Koontz. And I believe you have one more guy on the roster that was also, Cole Fotheringham is also on the roster. Then after signing this man, you got yourself a good cornerback. And this one isn't a UDFA pickup. This is a corner that was in the league. He's been in the league for the last 2 years. He spent both of his seasons. 2020, he signed with the Packers. 2021, he was the entire year with the Packers. And the Raiders decided to pick him up. The Raiders decided to scoop him up. And in my opinion, I like this pickup. Shout out to my brother Shanjeet. He already put out a video on him. And he hit on every single point that I wanted to talk about with Mr. Stanford Samuel. The man can play. It's just that he's inconsistent, man. The man needs some good coaching around him. But if you like somebody that got instincts that will, this is the problem. For those of you guys that like turnovers and stuff like that, this guy could possibly get you that because he's an instinctual player. He would jump routes. He would try and do the bigger play, but sometimes he bites too hard. His play recognition isn't the best. So with Stanford Samuel, you have a guy that's been in the league for the last 2 years, and he has some good instincts. I like the way he plays. He has very, very good size, prototypical frame for a corner in the NFL, 6'2", great length, great wingspan and everything. Very, very good. And obviously he went to FSU. Shout out to my brother Freight Train in the building. But those are a lot of the things that the Las Vegas Raiders decided to do today. And that's why I wanted to report that. And I want to get your guys' thoughts and opinions. And really quick, we had a lot more people pull in. See who else we got. We got Sean Johnson in the building. Was good. Herman, Valerie, Ruben, SVT, Seeks, though. We got who else? We got Greg, Bulls, Tony. Oh, Texas Tech Raiders is who he played for in college. Saludos, Andy. Was good. Rod in the building, live with Mikey Raider. Waller too. I mean, I don't know if he's the next Waller. He got some good traits, right? He has 4.6 speed at 6'5" and 260 pounds, but um, that's maybe the really only trait you could say about him that he has similar to Waller is that he's good, athletic. Was good, Andy. You're the best Raider source for me. Appreciate you, facts only. That means a lot, my brother. Thank you. Let's see. Hey, Andy, how much credit do you put into the Sue rumors? Well, shout out to my brother Papa T in the chat. If you checked out the video yesterday, for those of you guys that haven't, go check that out. But yesterday's video was on Ndamukong Suh. Now, the way that I kicked it off was with the source, right? So the source, much how we have Tashawn Reeds and Vinny B's on ours that are news writers that are source outlets for the Las Vegas Raiders. The guy that put out the source about the Raiders, Cleveland, and Tampa Bay being in on the Bucks is a media coverage outlet for the Cleveland Browns. So he covers the Cleveland Browns, and what he discovered is that those three teams were the last teams interested in Ndamukong Suh. So credit, I'm not too sure how big and how much interest there is in both parties, but the fact of the matter is that what he knows is that these three teams are in on Suh. So that's why I decided to report on it. That's why I decided to make a video on it. So I kind of just look at it, Papa T, is like the same way that we got Tashawn and Vinny B. That's kind of what they got over there with Cleveland with this guy. Let's see. Ziegler is the new Ron Wolf. Herman says Raiders. Let's see. Travis Koontz has a better chance to be tight end 3 than Trey Turner had to be wide receiver 5. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And something to look at. Like I said when I first kicked off the live, in my opinion, Trey Turner, yes, he had some good success in college. But personally, I was always a bigger fan of Justin Hall. Justin Hall, a guy that we brought in, he brings insane special teams production, like insane. I'm talking about over 1,000, over 1,500 return yards in college as a returner. The man can ball. He also has over 3,800 receiving yards in college. Of course, he played at Ball State, so the competition was lower. But at the end of the day, he can ball. And I really like Justin Hall, and I'm glad that he's still on the roster. And I know the Raiders, because we got a lot of tongue twisters now with names on the roster. We had Trey Turner as well as DJ Turner. We had hold on, what the hell? My bad, you guys. I got a phone call. But we had DJ Turner as well as Trey Turner, and then we had Malcolm Koontz. Now we have Travis Koontz. We had Cleveland Farrell, then we drafted Neil Farrell. So I know some people were getting confused if the Raiders had released DJ Turner, who this new regime doesn't have many ties to, that we got as a UDFA out of Pitt last year, or if it was Trey Turner. Now, Trey Turner, we just picked up. We had that interesting story that the Las Vegas Raiders decided to outbid the Minnesota Vikings for him by paying like 70 or 60 grand for him on signing instead of the $3,000 that Minnesota was trying to get for him. So there was a lot of stuff going on with him. But personally, Trey Turner heading out, Brian Edwards heading out. Either they have confidence in the guys that are already here, or they're planning something bigger. I'm liking how you're thinking, Raider Digest, for sure. Justin Hall versus DJ Turner. I think that these two guys could for sure potentially battle it out for a guy that can get called up, or maybe make the 53-man roster as a return specialist. Obviously, we brought in Amir Abdullah, that in my opinion, he's a return specialist by every single definition of the word. I mean, Amir Abdullah averages over 25 yards per return. So Amir Abdullah is a heck of a He's a heck of a returner, man. He's a heck of a returner. J Dog says came from Dog's live stream. Appreciate you, J Dog. Shout out to my brother Grab for putting on a good show over there. OBJ on the way. I mean, hey, so it's an interesting way to look at it, man. You could be planning for something big, maybe, maybe not. But with the Las Vegas Raiders moving on from DJ Turner, moving on from Brian Edwards in these last couple of days, it's very, very, very interesting to see what the Las Vegas Raiders are either cooking up or they're comfortable with what they got. Let's see. What up, Andy? Was cracking. My boy was good with you. My brother, Raider Gabe, in the building. Shout out to Raider Gabe. Hey, and please, if you guys have not already subscribed to my brother Raider Gabe, please do so. Let's see. Andy, does Travis Koontz have any relation to Malcolm Koontz? No, the names are spelled completely different. Malcolm Koontz is Koonce, and obviously Travis Koontz, his name is spelled different. Papa T says, does that mean I can stop sweating about Hunter Renfrow returning punts? I hope so, man, because I really don't want Renfrow returning punts. Not because he's not a good returner. We know Renfrow can return that damn ball. But at the end of the day, he is too valuable to be out there returning kicks. Simple as that. Let's see. LG says, what up, Andy? Was good with you, my brother. We got Josh. He says, what up, brother? If we end up getting Suh, what type of contract do we give him? I think that'll probably be five, maybe 5.5, maybe $6 million for a guy like Ndamukong Suh. In my opinion, Ndamukong Suh is worth the. I wouldn't even. I know a lot of people say that it's a risky pickup because of Ndamukong Suh's dirty history. But like I said, man, I did my homework on Ndamukong Suh. The man hasn't even ranked in the top 100 for penalties against a player in the last 2 seasons. So that's 30. No, the Buccaneers been in the playoffs, so that's almost 40 games, and he hasn't even ranked in the top 100 of penalties against the player. So I would definitely go out and get Ndamukong Suh. I know why people could worry, and I know that once you wear that silver and black, you get targeted, unlike any other player on any other team. But I would do it. I would do it. Let's see. We need to stop getting these small name players. 24 blitz. I I mean, I think the moves are good, bro. I think the moves are good. You're filling up the roster. You're giving more competition to those who are already on the roster. As we could see, right? I mean, Trey Turner. Some people thought that he could make the 53, and he got cut as one of the first UDFA's to be cut. So we'll see. We'll see. I could see Renfro still returning punts. Welker and Edelman still did it while they were the Pats' best wide receiver. Hey, I'm not saying that he couldn't, Marzell. I'm just saying that he shouldn't. You feel me, bro? Like, I really, really, really want Renfro to be relieved from his punt and kick return duties. Probably won't take a 1 year contract, but if he would, I'd opt that try and make a run for this year for sure, King, for sure, King Juice. If you could get a Ndamukong Suh, you got to think about it. He's also 35, so I don't think there's going to be many teams that are going to offer him a multi-year deal. Obviously, you would want a multi-year deal at this point in your career so that you can get some more guaranteed money at signing. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. It'll be very, very, very interesting. Let's see. Andy, salute my brother. Salute to Persian Raider in the chat. Bro, what? These we got a Twitch viewer in here. This man on some freaky stuff, man. Come on now. We don't do that, man. We don't do that. We don't do that at all. At all, man. We nah. Nah. What's the latest with Bradberry? The latest with Bradberry is that he's in no rush to sign a contract. No rush to sign a contract. Let's see. What do you think about Cortez Davis now being available? I thought he was with the Broncos. Or did the Broncos cut him? Did the Broncos cut Cortez Davis? Let's see. Cortez Davis, the fact that Cortez Davis was a player that we met with in the pre-draft process out of Hawaii. I know that my brother read a scout said that he led all NCAA. defensive backs with pass breakups. I believe Cortez Davis out of Hawaii had over 20 pass breakups. So we'll see. Bro, what the fuck? Y'all are tripping. Nah, these Twitch viewers is tweaked out, bro. What the fuck? What the hell nah. Hell nah. Nah, bro, that shit's funny as fuck. Any word on how much we will free up on June 1st? Yeah, so we're gonna free up about 19 or a little bit more than $19 million. So we'll see. We'll see. I believe we're gonna be totaled around 26 or 25.5 million dollars. So we'll see. We'll see. What the fuck, bro? Yeah, nah, I'm removing that shit. Hell nah. They just nope, we not doing that. Andy, what game of the season are you most looking forward for, or most looking forward to? In my opinion, the game I'm most excited for would have to be Thursday night against the Los Angeles Rams. I think that the Las Vegas Raiders will pull off a big upset in that game, and I think that the NFL will be like, oh shit, like these boys with the last 5 games of the season just beat the Rams, and then they got to head to Pittsburgh. They're gonna handle business there, and then they gotta then they gotta head to New England. I don't know if we handle business against New England. Then we head to Pittsburgh, then the Niners, and then you know we finish it off with KC. We'll see. Thursday night blackout at SoFi. Facts. We got to turn up. Let's see. Andy or cap hit for Adams was set. Who was Adams? Oh, like Adams, like Devontae. This man spelled it like a science Adam. He says cap hit for Adams was 7 million. With Waller and Renfro. You think their combined cap head will be under 10 mil? Bro, that was a tongue twister as hell, bro. What the heck? We'll see. I don't know, Frank. Please retype that. What the heck? Thursday night blackout. So, if I do think the defense goes from bottom 25 to top 12, 15 this season, just with the moves we've made so far. I, bro, I don't know. I don't know. Like we say this a lot, man. Every year, like last year, we were starting off better, and the defense, I think, for like the first 5 weeks is like 15th or 16th in the NFL. But personally, man, I hope, I hope, but at the end of the day, with a new scheme and all this kind of stuff, it'll be kind of. I think it'll be hard to rank in the top 12 the first year. I think there will probably be around like 16. I think we'll be like smack in the middle. Hopefully, we have a lot more turnovers though, and hopefully the offense just keeps the defense off the field, and we just keep scoring and scoring and scoring. Who is that? Bill Nye Facts. I don't. I don't know who the hell that was. This man said at Tom's. Like what? Raiders 12-5 this year. That's exactly what my record prediction was. I have the Raiders losing to Tennessee, KC, Denver, Chargers, and New England. Those are my 5 losses. Those are my 5 losses. 5. How about Raiders go 20-0? I'm with. I hope it can happen. Has there ever been a perfect season in the history of the NFL? Has there ever been a perfect season? Raider Nation appreciates everything you do for the nation. Andy, appreciate you, Valerie. That means a lot. Thank you. Wait, KC in KC or in Vegas? So I think that we beat KC in KC, and the week 5 game is in KC, right? Didn't the Dolphins lose the Super Bowl though? So it wasn't a perfect season. Wait, let's see. Week 5, I have whatever. If the game in KC is week 5, I have us losing week 5, week 3, and then the second Broncos game and the second Chargers game in New England. The Fins, god damn, that's crazy. Fuck the Dolphins. What the hell? What the hell? That's crazy to watch you grow, big dog. Keep up the good shit. Appreciate you, Red and Reppin'. Appreciate you, my brother. Week 5 is Monday night, yeah. So we'll see. Andy, you mentioned Trey Turner's 27-inch vertical. I'm a 57-year-old fat man and can jump higher than that. And the Dolphins had a perfect season. Yeah, too much Dolphins love right now. Fuck that. Andy, I'm using TikTok because I'm driving. What do you think the cap hit will be for Waller and Renfro combined this next season? Oh man. I mean, Waller, they're fuck. They're both in for big contracts, man. They're both in for big contracts. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'd probably say it's around like 20 million, 25 million next year for the both of them. I think it'll be around there. So what you think about the new UDFA tight end we signed? I like him. 6'5", 260 pounds, can run a 4.6 40. That man is good, man. That man is good. Andy, who do you think is going to compete for the kick and punt return jobs? I think that it's out of 3 guys: Amir Abdullah, Justin Hall, and DJ Turner. Those are the return guys, I believe. That's what I think. If anyone in our division has a perfect division record, they're having a perfect season. Facts, Ruben Russ. How do you think we will do at home? 8-0 at home? No, I don't think so. Our record is way too. I mean, our schedule is way too hard to do that. Waller still has 2 years on his contract. He'll get his though. He'll get his for sure. Our cap hit for Devontae Adams is $7 million. If we can get Waller and Renfro to be combined $10 million, that should leave us 15 for Bradberry. Frank, right now their cap hit is like $9 million combined because they're both under contract. But the way that we've seen Ziegler and McDaniels structure these extensions is that they give the player more money when they sign so that the average per year goes down. So what we saw was with Max Crosby, instead of us saving like 2 or 3 million, what we did was that we gave him 3 million more, and it dropped his combined average a little bit lower, a couple mil each year because of how much we gave him as signing. So I think that actually at the end of the day, if Renfro gets a contract extension, I think you should give him probably like $6 million this year, $6 more million this year at signing, have him at like an $8 million cap hit, so that when you're going forward, his cap hit is lower about $2-3 million than what it should be because of how much he got at signing as a bonus. But in terms of Waller can't get an extension this offseason. The way that Gruden and Mayock structured his deal, they actually made it so that he can't have contract negotiations until 2023. So his contract is weird, but he can't get an extension this offseason. It'll probably be next one. Well, it'll for sure be the next one. He has to get his extension. Let's see. Was good, Andy was good. AJ was popping. Let's see. Tennessee is the only game I can get to this season. The Raiders can't lose that game, bro. I think that the Tennessee game, the reason. Okay, let me explain why I think we lose the games that I said we lose. Okay, starting with the Patriots game. I think that we lose to the Patriots in the regular season. I think we knock them out of the playoffs. That's what I think is going to happen with the Patriots. With Denver, I think that although I don't really rate the Denver Donkeys that high, I think that sweeping Russell Wilson is unrealistic at the end of the day because he's the man's a Hall of Famer, bro. It's I don't think it'll happen. As much as I think that the Raiders could and should, I don't think that sweeping Russell Wilson will happen. Although I'm not a big fan of what they got going on over there, I'm not a fan at all, but I just don't think that Russell Wilson will get swept by any team in this division. Number 3, the Chargers game. We're gonna split with the Chargers. We've been splitting with the Chargers for like a long time now. But on top of that, I mean, our rosters just match up so well that it's kind of 50-50 with the Chargers. So, it's at the end of the day, I think that we split with the Chargers. The Chiefs game, the first Chiefs game, I think that, I think the Chiefs they'll take advantage of us having a new DC, a new OC. Obviously they lost a key piece in Tyreek Hill, but at the end of the day, they're like McDaniel said, bro. They're not good just because of one player. Like they're good because they're good. So I think that we lose the first KC matchup, and the reason why I think we lose week 3 against the Titans is because if you look at our trenches, Jonathan Hankins, he just got surgery today. So I'm not sure where his health is at. But Jonathan Hankins just got surgery. Neil Farrell is a rookie. Matthew Butler is a rookie. And Cleveland Farrell is still very raw in terms of his overall game. I think the game is in Tennessee. And I think when you're going to travel there, on top of that, you got a team that is a bully team up front. You have these young guys in the middle. I think that it'll be a wake-up call. I think that it'll be a very good learning experience going forward. But I think that we get knocked off that game, and I think that game helps us in a big-time win over the Indianapolis Colts later down the line. We get a lot of experience week 3 heading against bully ball, going up against bully ball against the Titans. But I think that game helps us beat the Indianapolis Colts where they have Jonathan Taylor, Matty Ice, right? I think that that'll help us against that game. So I would much rather take my losses early. Another thing, I think the Las Vegas Raiders go on a 4-0 streak after the bye. I think that before the bye, I have us at 3-2. After the bye, we go on a 4-0 streak, and then the first team we lose to is I think Denver, and then we beat Seattle, and then we lose to the Chargers, beat LA, lose to the New England Patriots, beat Pittsburgh, beat San Francisco, and beat the Chiefs. That's exactly how I think the season will play out. And 12-5 is my final record prediction for the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's see. Suh will help against Derrick Henry. Hey man, if you can get Ndamukong Suh, that's a big reason why I would want him, right? Like Ndamukong Suh. Who else is out there? Nakeem Hicks is a veteran that you can plug and play up front. I think that would help a lot. Do I think that Ndamukong Suh would be a deciding factor in if we win or lose that game? No, because overall we are still very, very young in the interior, right? Because we didn't really do much. We didn't really we addressed the position, but we didn't really address the position with seasoned veterans, right? We have guys on the roster already, but at the end of the day, we're still pretty raw in the interior. On the outside, you got Max. Obviously, that's a big help. You got Chandler. That's a big help. But I think that week 3, it'll be a wake-up call. It'll be a very, very, very huge and good learning experience for the Las Vegas Raiders in their young front. And I think that ultimately that game helps us beat the Indianapolis Colts later down the line. Renfro's cap hit is 2.6 mil. That's what I said, man. So if you make his cap hit around $8 million this year by giving him an extension and you give him like another 6 as signing bonus, it'll help us put his cap a lot lower for the remainder of his contract when he gets his extension. Waller's is 6.8. Yeah, but Frank, like I was just saying, the way that Gruden and Mayock um, structured his contract when he got his was he can't have negotiations until 2023. So we don't have to worry about his contract this year. Simple as that. Let's see. Who's going to be opposite wide? Who's going to be the wide receiver two opposite of Adams? Would love OBJ or Julio. I think it's a pipe dream. I think a realistic signing would be Emmanuel Sanders. I like Emmanuel Sanders. I think at this point in his career, he's thrived off the fact that he has not have to be the number one receiver. When he was in San Francisco, he had some big plays. When he was in Buffalo, he had some big plays, and it was really because of the fact that he didn't have to be a number one. And with that being said, he got to thrive off the one-on-one matchups that he got because the attention was towards another receiver or another tight end or just another weapon on the roster. I think that Will Fuller, if the Raiders want to give Will Fuller a chance, that'd be smart because, or it would I wouldn't say it'd be smart, but I think that Will Fuller is a shot that we should try and give him due to the fact that he's not too old. He can stretch the field. He's proven to be a good number two receiver. Him and Brandon Cooks lit up the NFL in 2019, but his problems is injuries and PEDs. He's gotten caught on that on the PEDs, and then he's been getting injured quite a bit. So we'll see. We're going to have to adjust no matter what, or adjust period, no matter what. Whole new staff and a lot of new additions. We're not going to start off 5-0. I agree with you, Ruben. I agree. Let's see. I'm interested to see the defense, man. No more vanilla stuff. Me too. Me too. Have you seen Bam? I'm assuming you're talking about Bam Olaseni, his film against Oregon, the Oregon Tittabow. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it, and he had a very good game. I know that our brother Raider Scout also mentioned that he had very good games against the Ohio State defensive line as well. But at the end of the day, he's still very raw. He is still very raw, and we'll have to see. He still needs to be developed, but I definitely think that he could have a future in the NFL, just off of his stature alone, for sure. Let's see. I think we're gonna go 12-5, but not to the teams you're talking about. Hey man, we'll see. Cameron Black says, "Real talk, love this channel, man. For real, appreciate you, Cameron. That means a lot. That means a lot. And listen, you guys, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We just hit 5.2. 5.2. Let's get to that 6,000 subscriber mark, man. Please. Let's see. So we lose to New England and Tennessee in the regular season and beat them both in the playoffs. I have us losing to New England in the regular season and for sure beating them in the playoffs. As far as Tennessee, I think Tennessee won't even make the playoffs, but I think that we lose to them though because of how earlier it'll be in the season. It's hard, man. You got Derrick Henry. That man, he's the best running back in the league, bro. He's the best running backs in the league. Hicks would be dope, bro, if he could stay healthy. Yeah, facts, AJ. That's a fact, bro. Demarcus Robinson or Keelan Cole. They're two different types and styles of receiver. I like them both though. I think that Demarcus Robinson is a guy that can kind of out of nowhere give you a home run play. Keelan Cole is your possession receiver that won't really give you too much after catch, but he with his stature, he allows you to throw up those 50-50 balls, and I know Demarcus Robinson can do that as well. We've seen it firsthand against the Raiders, but I like them both. At the end of the day, though, I would have to give the edge to the veteran Keelan Cole for sure. Let's see. Do you think Bam starts at right tackle? No, I don't. I think that he potentially could in maybe a year or two, or maybe just a year, right? But I think that Bam is a guy that'll make the practice squad for sure. I think that he has a shot, and a good shot to make the roster due to his size. And we have good coaching at the position now, so we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Bam's tape is pretty solid. I feel like he couldn't been at least a third rounder if he was 23, 24. Yeah, it's the age, man. For those of you guys who don't know, Bam Olaseni is the big right tackle that we got out of Utah as an undrafted free agent. The problem with his is that he's only been playing for football for I think like the last 3 or 4 years. Um, Two, he's 26 years old, and yeah, teams really don't want to invest in a guy that's going to be 30 years old already coming off of his rookie contract. So we'll see. We need hold on. I want to read this one. We need nasty physical interior play. We will never reclaim the past glories of our classic Raider defenses until we get that defensive tackles that plays like a wild man. Ndamukong Suh, though older, fits the bill. Peace. Hey, man, that's a fact. That is an absolute fact. You want a bully? Get him. You want a nasty, mean, I don't care who you are, I'm gonna hit you in the face. Get him. Get him, man. And the man has been healthy. He hasn't missed a game in he hasn't missed a game since 2014. Since 2014, Sue has not missed a game. That's crazy. That is crazy. My brother Tubby says, love the content, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Is Bam under contract for the next 4 years? Every contract that's not a first round pick is a 4-year deal. Yes. Facts. Let's see. You have probably already mentioned this, but who do you think is the starting offensive line? I'm 100% happy to answer this again. So, week one, this is how I see the offensive line shaking up. Left tackle, you can pencil it in already. You got Colton Miller. Left guard, I have Dylan Parham starting at left guard. I know some people think that maybe John Simpson could take that, or I know that some people maybe think that Parham will end up starting at center. I think that Parham could potentially start at left guard, and I think that that's where he will start. Do I think that that's where he will end by the end of the season? I don't know. But center, I think, ends up going to Andre James. And I think that right guard ends up being Denzel Good. And I think that right tackle ends up being Alex Leatherwood. Now, if you ask me right now on paper, before we go through an entire offseason camp, what the best offensive line group would be, it would probably be Colton at left tackle, Good at left guard, Parham at center, Illuminor, Leatherwood at right guard and Illuminor at right tackle. That's probably the best 5 guys on paper. Before we go through the whole training camp. But I really think that Carmen Brasillo and Josh McDaniels are gonna do anything to get Leatherwood to play that right tackle. And the reason why is because I keep saying this, man. It's harder to find an average right tackle than it is to find an above average guard. It's true. It's true. At the end of the day, Rich Incognito is a free agent and he is an above average right guard, but he just doesn't play because of his injuries. But I think that that'll be our 2 alternatives. That's what I think. Let's see. I agree with you, Andy, on the wide receiver. In my opinion, Cole has some untapped potential. While we know what Robinson is, I actually think it's the other way around, AJ. I think we know what we have in Keelan Cole, and I think that Robinson, with an increased role, maybe could flash. Maybe he could flash. Let's see. Andy, that sounds like our best 5 offensive linemen for week 1. That's what I think. A question: can you see a scenario where Stanford Samuel III gets some significant run this season? If we have If we get plagued with injuries, I think so. Facts. Facts. I think that if we get plagued with injuries, you'll definitely see him get significant snaps. I think that all these guys, man, I think that we'll see what we do at the end of the day in preseason. Once preseason rolls around, I think we'll see a lot of these UDFAs, and we'll have some fun with that. My brother Chris says, "Is that tight end we signed today any good?" I like him. I like him. He has some good upside. He's 6'5", 260 pounds, running a 4.6. Has a big time highlight in his career, taking a 75-yard screen pass to the house. So there's that. He can run for his size, and he has some pass catching abilities. And we also picked up earlier on in the offseason, we picked up a very good blocking tight end, Mr. Cole Fotheringham. I believe he graded out with 70s across the board in all blocking aspects. So he's a good blocker, not the best receiver. I don't think he's had a touchdown in the last 2 years of college football, but they use him as a blocker. They use him as a blocker. Let's see. My brother OG says, Andy, I would love to chop it up with you on this. We haven't done a live together since the last regular season game against the Chargers. I was honored to be there. Listen, man, we will get back on the live soon. We have to. And if you want to talk about the schedule, let's do it. Let's do it. Any news on Bradberry? I mean, the man's in no rush. He's in no rush, so he'll land where he may. Now, I think that last reported the three teams on him was Philly, Commanders, Raiders, and Chiefs. So we'll see. We'll see. Wheatley Jr. is up to 295. I hope that that's healthy weight because he was at 265, which is incredibly undersized for an offensive tackle or just an offensive lineman in general. So I know we signed him not too long ago. We'll have to see how he does in camp. I mean, he'll have to put on some more weight for sure. But we'll see. We'll see. He converted from tight end to tackle. He has some good footwork because of it. But I mean, I'm not sure that he lasts. I would like him to, of course. I would like anybody that gets signed to the Raiders to last a long time, but that just seems incredibly undersized for me, man. Isn't it crazy though that we could say that somebody 6'6", 295 is undersized? Like only in the NFL, man. Only in the NFL. Good rotational pieces at every position. Facts, Eddie. We do have a lot of good rotational pieces. He says they posted Zamir White pictures today. That man is built like a pit bull. Hey man, Zamir White. I didn't like it at first, dog, but I think that he's gonna be a baller. I think that he's gonna be a baller, man. I really, really do. And at the end of the day, something that I want all of you guys to notice when it comes to Zamir White, Jacobs, Kenyon, and all the rest of the running backs that are on our roster, I don't think that we're going to have one 1,000-yard rusher. But what I do like about this new regime coming in and doing running back by committee instead of having that number one back is how many times last year did we see Kenyon Drake get the ball and he provided a spark and he was gaining 6 yards or 10 yards and it looked like he was getting that almost a carry, right? But because of our scheme, we had to put Jacobs back in because he's the power back and Kenyon Drake isn't. Kenyon Drake is a scat back. So with the fact that you have a new you have a new regime in here and you have a new offense and it's ran differently, it's now who got the hot hand today? Who's fighting for these yards? And in my opinion, that is the best way to go for it. That is the best way to go for it. You look at it. Besides Jonathan Taylor and the Colts and Derrick Henry and the Titans, You got the Niners, and you have the Browns. Those two teams, they run running back by committee to perfection. Those guys have one player that it looks like, goddamn, they just got Bo Jackson out of nowhere, and then next week their fucking Bo Jackson turns into me. Like he's a nobody. And then they go the hot hand every game, and I'm a big fan of that, especially because everybody then stays healthy. You have a lot more options and opportunities. In my opinion, running back by committee wears down the defense more as well. It wears down the defense more as well. Um, exactly, Patriot. Exactly, GA. Shout out to my brother Halo in the building. In the building. Let's see. Yes, yes. Andy, who wins the contest for QB pressures between Crosby and Chandler? I think Chandler. I think Chandler wins. No. I'm lying. I'm lying. Max gets more pressures. Chandler gets more sacks. That's what I think. Playoff fresh running back room. Exactly, Gabriel. Damn, it looked like Gabriel out there running with the ball too. Shit, we need to get him in the building. Um, Tyrone Wheatley Jr. is a project. 6'6" is good size, but you don't throw an unproven tackle in to protect your franchise quarterback practice squad. Exactly. Exactly. I think that he'd even have to fight a lot to get a practice squad spot. I think so. Let's see. We're going to see a ton of too high shells like people use to treat the Chiefs running backs eat. Exactly. When you got Darren Waller, Hunter Renfro, Devontae Adams as your receivers, pending any more acquisitions, right? Teams have to put two safeties over the top. What does that then help? There's one less man in the box. Guess what? That is one less man. That's one less man that has to come downhill and try and make a tackle on our runners. So it helps the running backs. Not only does it help the running backs, but at the end of the day, it also helps the quarterbacks too. It's like, damn, if I don't got to throw the ball every play and I could just hand it off here and there, let's do it. Let's do it. And I like that a lot, man. Defense was definitely had to play us a lot different. On top of that, I mean, if you already have Tyron Johnson that could take the top off, and I think that if Tyron Johnson shows that he could take the top off in like a preseason game, and he puts that on tape a few times that he could take the top off, I think that it'll be very, very good because then you could just throw Tyron Johnson in there, and now teams have to respect the speed of Tyron Johnson. So not only do you have to play too high because of Devontae, but now you have to play too high because of Tyron Johnson and Devontae. He can route up any corner in the NFL, and then you got Darren Waller, and then you got Hunter Renfro underneath, and then you fucking do a play action, and then the whole team comes down because you do a play action to Jacobs. They sell out on the run, and then it's like, psych, we got Waller, Renfro, and Devontae just ready to kill you. So it's like, man, the sky's the limit for this offense. The sky is the freaking limit for this offense. And it's very exciting. Very, very exciting. Chandler leads the NFL in all-time sacks on Russell Wilson, too. Yep, that's true. That's true. That is very, very true. Let's see. Green Bay always had a better run game when Devontae was on the field. Yeah, I mean, Green Bay, this is the thing. We see a lot of great teams that have great receivers that they kind of forget. They kind of forget, and it's like, damn, we got these great receivers, and they kind of forget the fact that these great receivers are going to help my running backs be great too. So it's like, I know that Aaron Jones is a baller regardless. Aaron Jones is a phenomenal player. But yes, their run game was better when Devontae was on the field. You see teams like, what's it called? When the Browns looked absolutely fucking unstoppable because they had Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham, and they're like, all right, well, how the fuck? Like, we got to pick our poison with those two. And then you got Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb in the backfield. So it's like, we'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Who did we sign? So we signed two guys today. We signed a cornerback. His name is Stanford Samuel. He played for the Green Bay Packers these last 2 seasons. I believe last year he only played in 2 games. He was on the practice squad for the entirety of the season, and in 2020 was when he signed with the Packers. So we signed him. He's a very physical corner, very good instinctual corner, but at the same time, his instincts kind of lead him to bite on double moves and certain routes like that then kind of leave him exposed. So the route recognition isn't perfect with him, but I mean it makes sense why it's not perfect. So we signed him. We also went and signed a pretty good athletic tight end. He can kind of do both. He can receive and also block. He wasn't really too good at blocking up until last year. He actually took a good leap in blocking. I believe he gained like 10 or 15 PFF points in blocking. Had just under a 70 overall grade in blocking. So he did very very good in taking that next step with blocking. I'm assuming is because his coaches and stuff like that probably said that he'll need that to be in the next level. But we picked him up. The dude, I think I've said it 50 times today. He's 6'6", 260 pounds, and ran a 4.6 40. So we'll see. We'll see what he's got. Training camp is around the corner, and then after training camp, we got NFL football. We got preseason, and thankfully for us, we got 4 games. We got 4 games, which I think for us is a big, big advantage that every other team in the NFL has only 3. And us, with a new offensive coordinator, with a new defensive coordinator, we have a fourth preseason game to what is it? Iron out the creases, iron out the wrinkles of the new scheme. I think that having 4 preseason games is a competitive edge. I think so. I think so. You get of course you put an extra game on film, but at the same time you get an extra game of experience. So I like that. Let's see. So many weapons to hype up, but I feel our biggest acquisition. That boy said accusation. Oh shit. I know what you meant, Gabriel. He said our biggest acquisition is our coaching staff. For sure. For sure. The front office has absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. What up, Andy? Was good. Was good with my brother, man. How you doing? How you doing, my man? My man Maze and Blue. Let's see. Are you going to the Hall of Fame game? Branch gets inducted. The Hall of Fame game. That one's not in Jacksonville, right? It's Wait, what? I didn't know that. Hall of Fame game is in Ohio, right? I don't know if I'm gonna be going to that one. I don't know if I'm gonna be going to. Is that true? Our joint practices this year is with New England? That doesn't even make sense. Why would our joint practices be with a East Coast team? That don't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. You sure about that? Is that confirmed? Nah, it would have to be a West Coast team. It'd have to be. What's good with my brother Digital Prez in the building? My brother. Shout out to him. You see them intros, them outros? Yeah, it's my guy. Canton, Ohio. Yeah, so it is in Ohio. I heard joint practice with New England before we play in the preseason. Huh. Well, do we travel to the East Coast in preseason? Or do they travel to the West Coast in preseason? That's probably why. That's weird though. That's weird that they got an East Coast squad playing. That's weird. Oh, so okay, so I guess it's true. Okay. Yeah, but Bulls. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to that game in Ohio. I don't know. I don't know. I think that right now the main games that I'm really trying to go to is Thursday night football in LA against the Rams, and had to drop. I'm gonna have to drop a rack or some shit to be in that stadium against the Niners, bro, because that Niners game is absolutely mandatory. It's mandatory, bro. Like I have to. There's no excuse on why I won't go to that game. So I think that the LA games are definitely games I wanna see or go to maybe. But yeah, that Niners Raiders mandatory, mandatory. And if we lose, but we're not losing though. We're not losing. You guys need to do a Shield More event, an East Coast game, Raider Nation in Nashville. Hey man, who's to say that's not been discussed and maybe even in the works. Facts, Mando. If you're from the Bay, for sure, person, for sure. That game is mandatory. Like, there's no excuse. You got to show up and show out, especially since it's in the Vegas Stadium. It's in our home. It is in our home. Nashville or Jacksonville. I think Hammer and Wasted are really trying to go to Jacksonville game, and I think New Orleans is a spot that the graph is really trying to hit up. I don't know about going to New Orleans. But yeah. Let's see. I got my ticket to the Titans game Friday. You guys come, we will hook it up. Hey man, Tennessee. Tennessee. Is there some Mexicans in Tennessee, man? How's Tennessee rocking with the no? Hey, maybe that'd be low key dope. Tennessee game. What's the tickets looking like with that one? I'm down to travel to Tennessee. Maybe link up with Will Compton and the Bussin' with the Boys podcast. That's funny. And they got a good podcast though. I fuck with that. Yeah. New Orleans on Halloween weekend, so it's gonna get spooky. I think Seattle is another one that I might try and go to because not too far. It's not too far. It is not too far. But me, I can't do long plane rides, bro. Like it's like I don't like sitting in one place for a long time. I hate it. I hate it. So, yeah, whatever. But hey, if it's for the Raiders, I'll do it. If it's for the Raiders, I will do it. Let's see. But yeah, maybe Tennessee game. That's a good one to look at. It's a good one to look at for sure. But listen, you guys, I've been on here for already an hour today, and I feel like we touched up on everything, right? The Trey Turner, Stanford Samuels, what was the other one? Travis Koontz. Um, yeah, we touched up on basically everything, but yeah. Let's see. Anything more than 3 hours in a plane is too much. Our LA games haven't been blacked out like they used to. Niners travel well, and I'd hate to see our stadium look like they played the Cowboys. That's Niners don't really travel that well, bro. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. They really don't. They really don't. Cause preseason game in Santa Clara, that shit was blacked out. Well, it wasn't blacked out because it's a preseason game, but it was more Raider fans there. It was more Raider fans. But listen, you guys, I'm going to head out. Thank you guys for pulling up. We had about 150, 160 you guys in the building today. Kind of slow, but hey, at the end of the day, as long as it's with you guys in the nation, I'm ready for it. So I thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for pulling up. On your way out, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to that 6K mark. And without further ado, you guys, I love y'all. Stay safe. Take care. Now I'm out, you guys. Peace.
Welcome to the Death Star, where our opponent's dreams come to die.